What's up, guys? Cory again with another episode of Quarantine with Cory. Yeah, you thought I was gonna do that again, didn't you? But I didn't. I tricked you. Now tonight we got 9 minutes of who is my hero. The card said, "Who is your hero?" So 9 minutes of who is my hero. Now, as I was thinking about this, I drew this just a little bit ago, and I was thinking about what I want to say. Who's my hero? I was able to kind of get it down to three different people, kind of in three different categories of my life. And the first and the most important hero that I have is a man named Jesus. Now, yes, the Jesus, not some random Jesus, the Jesus, the one that died on a cross for me so that I can go to heaven and spend eternity in heaven with God. And see, I don't know what my life would look like if I didn't have Jesus. I can't even tell you how many times I should have been dead, how many times I should have been put away. I mean, Jesus has been there every step of the way, even in the times where I didn't necessarily feel him, even in the times where I didn't necessarily see him. He was always there for me. Looking back, I can see that. Trust me, there's no way I would be able to be here today sitting in front of this camera if it wasn't for him. If it wasn't for him being in my life, there's no way I would be able to travel around the country speaking to thousands and thousands and thousands of people, giving them hope, if it wasn't for the hope that I found in Jesus. So my first hero is Jesus. My second hero is my mom. Now, my mom, she's just an ordinary woman on the outside. She doesn't seem like anything too spectacular, not to degrade her or anything. I'm just saying that on the outside you wouldn't see a lot. But see, this woman has been through so much. I can remember growing up, and when I was in 5th grade, my little brother, he was in 4th grade. He had an accident, and the doctors told my mom that he wouldn't live through the night. The doctors told my mom that her son, her little boy, wasn't going to live anymore. And I remember my mom fighting and praying and being strong for us in that situation. I can't remember all the details, but I do remember that when it mattered, my mom was strong. And my mom was always strong when it counted. Man, she's been dealt some pretty hard hands, some pretty tough cards in life, but she was always strong when it mattered. Now, do I always tell her that? No. Do I give her the credit she deserves all the time? Absolutely not. I'll be honest, it's really hard for me to share my feelings with the people who are closest to me. It's something that I'm working on. It's something that I know I need to get better at. I'm really good, I guess, at telling you and other people that they matter and all of that stuff, but I really struggle with the people that are close to me, and it's something that I'm working on, like I said, but I don't give my mom enough credit. If you know my story, see, my story is my mom's story too. She went through it all and came out on the other side. I can remember when I was living in with her at, I don't know, probably 19, 20 years old. Maybe a little older, I'm not quite sure, but I can remember almost every morning like clockwork, I would wake up to my mom praying and crying out to God for her children, for us kids. And she would put her heart and soul into those prayers every single day. I remember it like clockwork, right? Man, even when she didn't have the answers, even when she didn't have the strength, even when she didn't know what was going to happen next, she always kept praying. And I believe that that's a big part of why I'm here today, is because my mom never stopped praying. When she made mistakes, when she couldn't be there, when she did things I didn't agree with, one thing always remained, is that she kept praying for me. She kept praying for my family. And I believe in the power of that. And I believe that's a huge reason of why I am here today. It's because my mom never stopped praying. So for that, she's my hero. My third hero is a man named Reggie Dabbs. Now, for those of you who don't know, Reggie is one of the greatest names in all of youth speaking. At one point, he spoke to over 3 million people face to face every single year. And when I was in 7th grade, he came to my school. And I sat in bleachers like maybe you did when you first saw me. And Reggie poured out his heart, and that day I was a broken kid. I was a kid living that lie. I had that mask on, right? And he reached me that day, and that day he birthed a dream in me. That day when Reggie came to my school was the day that I said, you know what? If he can reach me, someone that has everybody fooled on the outside, man, I want to do that for other people. And from that day in 7th grade, no, I didn't always live it. No, I didn't always act like it. My life didn't change that day as far as my actions went. But that dream was inside of me that this is what I wanted to do. And ever since then, I have been focused on how can I make this dream come true. I buried it for a lot of years, but now it's finally out there, and I've had a chance to meet Reggie. I've had a chance to travel with him just a little bit and get to pick his brain, and he's helped me so much. He's helped me in ways that he probably doesn't even know to the extent. But if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him allowing God to use him the way he did to show up at my school in Grand Meadow, Minnesota when I was in 7th grade, I never would have got to meet you. I never would travel around getting to do what I do if it wasn't for a man named Reggie. If it wasn't for him being willing to show up to that tiny town of 1,000 people when he could have went anywhere in the world and talked to anybody. But he chose that day to show up. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. So those are my 3 heroes. Jesus, my mom, and Reggie Dabbs. Who are your heroes? I want to encourage you to think about that. And maybe send them a text, or give them a call, or send them an email, or whatever. Get a hold of them and let them know what they've done for your life. Because they may not know how much of an impact they've had on you.